In this video, I'm going to discuss about end-to-end testing in detail, like what is end-to-end testing and why it is important to perform, how end-to-end testing is different from system testing, its real-world scenarios and examples, and what type of frameworks are available for end-to-end testing. So let's start. First is, what is end-to-end testing? The another name of end-to-end testing is E2E testing. It is also called as chain testing. In simple language, if we say the term end-to-end means from the beginning of a process to the very end. So in this testing type, the whole application flow is tested from start to end. It covers all test cases of every operation performed on application, whether it's communicating with hardware, network connectivity, any external resources, database, or any other applications. The entire application and communication with other resources is tested on behalf of a real world scenarios. Each operation will be tested in end-to-end testing. The purpose of this testing is to ensure that the right information and correct data is passing between various system components. It uses actual production like data for testing to identify flaws. The end-to-end testing is performed by QA engineers because they create test cases on basis of requirements document, business logic, and especially customers or end users point of view. Now let's discuss why end-to-end testing is important. Nowadays, large softwares are complex and interconnected with numerous subsystems. If any of the subsystems fail, the whole software could crash. This is a major risk and can be avoided by end-to-end testing. That's why in last video of system testing, we discussed that end-to-end testing is performed to prevent system failures and crashes during its implementation to the live environment. This means that there is a need to test the complete application from start to end at both API and UI layers. It has more test coverage, means in this testing, the test cases coverage is increased. Detecting issues associated with the subsystems. For example, due to some reasons, the database of a bank is crashed while having concurrent requests of transactions or a large number of requests at a time. So, in end to end testing, all negative scenarios will also be covered. Another example could be if in any situation, one person initiated the transaction and transferred money to his friend. The money is deducted from bank account, but the another person didn't receive that. Now through end-to-end testing, we will cover scenarios like if in any case system fails, then how the data will be recovered, or if the transaction is not completed, how that person will get refund of deducted money. So the end-to-end testing covers all types of scenarios, no matter whether they are very simple or very complex. If the system is dependent on APIs, then all the APIs are also tested using real data in this testing type. End-to-end testing is performed to identify system dependencies and to ensure that the data integrity is maintained between various system components. Next is how end-to-end testing is different from system testing. A lot of people have questioned that what is the exact difference between system testing and end-to-end testing. System testing comes into a picture where the whole integrated product would be tested for first time after integration testing. The end-to-end testing is next level of system testing in which we verify that all of the workflows from source to destination are working fine and validate the requirements from an end user perspective. System testing is performed to check the compliance against functional and non-functional testing based on business requirements. Means we validate that the whole application is developed as per the requirements document or there is any mismatch between the requirements and the actual product. On the other hand, in end-to-end testing, we not only validate the functionalities of application, but also covers data validation and connection with various resources. In system testing, verify that whether the system is working as per the requirements or not, and all features of the application are working fine, and verify that the results are correct based on the given input as per expectations. But in end-to-end testing, we validate that whether each step in the test is performed as per requirements and is completed with the accurate output. So if we see the comparison of all testing types, which we have discussed till now, in unit testing, we tested individual modules or components. After that, we gradually combined those individual modules and tested as a group in integration testing. Then in system testing, we tested the whole application for the first time and we test the functionalities of the application, whether the features are working as per requirements or not based on given input. The correct output is expected. Now, end-to-end testing is the next level of it. In end-to-end, we cover everything, every single scenario of application from start to end. Whatever comes in tester's mind on behalf of customer's point of view, that how customer can use the application in any situation. However, the end-to-end testing is time consuming, and if any test fails, finding the exact issue might be difficult because now the testing is performed on whole application. But it is mandatory to perform because complex applications interact with different systems. Like data is stored somewhere in the cloud, networking is involved, have huge database, so the failure chances are high. So end-to-end testing for complex applications is necessary because it reduces the long-term problems. Next is, when is end-to-end testing performed? End-to-end testing is performed once the product qualifies the system testing, where all the functions are tested and verified as per the requirements. When all the dependent resources are identified and available to conduct the complete flow level testing. When the tester has complete knowledge of whole application, means thorough study of the requirements need to be performed to start testing. When the tester has appropriate tools that can analyze the data flow. Real world examples of end-to-end testing. So first example would be to cover all positive scenarios of a feature based on customer point of view. For example, if any customer placed an order on e-commerce website, so first scenario would be you are able to select the product from website and add to cart, then check out and do payment. Your order is placed and you get email and message notification. That order is now displayed in orders page. This is the whole scenario for placing an order on e-commerce website. Now here is another scenario. Once you will receive the product, there could be a chance that the product may not be suitable to you or you don't need it anymore. So you will return that product. Once you will return, either you will choose option of refund or you will exchange it. So if you will choose refund, there will be further steps that either you have paid through wallet, card or cash on delivery. All these types of tests should be covered in end-to-end testing, like how the customer is going to use the whole application and what are all possible operations the customer can perform. So the tester needs to think on a broader way. Next example is need to cover all negative scenarios as well. For example, you have a payment page in your e-commerce website and the customer is entering the invalid debit number information or the digits are lesser than required. So all negative tests should also be considered. Another possible example could be on data validation. You created an account on any website, and once you open the profile page, the information you entered is not correct that you entered initially while registering. So it could be possible that your registered data have not saved in database in a correct format, or your data is somehow lost. So during end-to-end testing, once you will call any API or perform any operation on UI, the database needs to be verified. whether the correct data is being entered in a right place or not. Another example would be there is an insurance company, and on their website, you as a customer fill the forms for insurance. Now, all your data that you have entered in that form is saved in their cloud storage. And of course, your data is critical. So, the workflow is that the customer is submitting data on website page and the data is getting stored in their cloud storage, so the testing of this connection must be required because the data should be correct and secured. Similarly, we need to check exactly what behavior we have in our application and to which services or platforms our application is connected. So we need to cover each and everything while doing end-to-end testing. Next, we have automation frameworks for end-to-end testing. Here are free open source and free tools which are best for end-to-end testing. Selenium. Selenium is one of the popular frameworks. Selenium works with various technologies like Java, Python, C Sharp, Ruby, JavaScript, etc. You can use Selenium for end-to-end testing. The second is Cypress. Cypress is the most popular automation framework of end-to-end testing in JavaScript. Cypress has made the life of testers easy. It reduces the problems faced while using Selenium. While Selenium can be used for unit testing and end-to-end testing, Cypress focuses only on end-to-end testing completely. Cypress is versatile and works on applications built in technologies like React, Angular, etc. If you are using Cypress, you will find writing and running the tests easily. The debugging is also very easy. Next, we have Cucumber. Unlike Cypress, Cucumber focus on behavior-driven development, that is BDD, where the test cases are written in simple English language, which is called as Gherkin language. Means any non-technical person can also read the test cases without technical knowledge. For people who don't like writing tests in complex coding, Cucumber is the best solution for them. Cucumber supports different languages and easy to set up. It focuses on end user experience and therefore it's a good option for end-to-end testing. The last is Testim. Testim is a commercial end-to-end software testing tool powered with AI that provides developers and testers a fast way to automate functional tests. It's a web-based cloud platform that also helps teams to follow good software quality practices. You can create test cases on Testim without writing a single line of code. Testim has a great record and playback feature. Testim provides parallel execution, webhooks, and integration with other frameworks to create the best environment for end-to-end testing. Testim also has some plugins to integrate your tests into a CI/CD Jenkins pipeline, Jira, and personalized grids for execution. The best part is that all features are 100% free forever. So explore these automation frameworks at your end and let me know in comments which is your favorite one. Thank you so much. Stay connected for my next video in which I will cover regression testing. Till then, go through my previous videos, like and subscribe and share my channel Automation Exercise.